Welcome to Strip Club. Thanks very much. Okay, today I'm going to show you our latest pattern. It is called Early Light. And this is designed by Georgette Dell'Orco for Cozy Quilt Designs. You can get this pattern at your local quilt shop. And since you guys are here, we are your local quilt shop, you now have the pattern. I'm going to show you guys how to put it together today. First of all, you'll notice that it uses red and blue strips. Those are 2.5-inch strips. The quilt does not have to have red and blue strips. You can use any colors. It can be scrappy. There is an accent in there too. That accent is gold. Do you see the gold? Yeah. I really love the gold. We've done a lot of red and blue quilts. They're usually on a white or a cream background. And this is the first time we've introduced an accent fabric to give it a little more interest and a little more pop. And I think that adds a lot of interest and pop to the quilt. If you do have two colors, separate them into the two different colors, red and blue. But it doesn't have to be red and blue. Yellow and purple, yellow and blue, green and red. If you want to go Christmassy, wouldn't that be fantastic in Christmas colors? Or you just start with a bundle of 2.5-inch strips. The pattern will tell you how many strips you need for each size that you're going to make, provided you make all sizes. Anyone going to make all sizes? Oh, yeah. That's a good half of you is going to make all sizes. This particular size is the twin. So we've collected our bundles of 2.5-inch strips. We've separated them into red and green, and then we have our accent fabric and a background fabric. In this case, the background fabric is white. We've used a cone of snow for this as our background fabric. We've repeated the background fabric here for border 1, and the gold for border 2, and this fantastic fireworks print for border 3, which we also used for the binding and we used for the backing. Isn't that pretty? Yes, very pretty. Very nice. Ooh, let's get it all straightened up. Okay, so would you like to see how it goes together? All right, so already you've put your fabrics into color 1 and color 2. There'll be equal numbers of strips, each pile. You'll cut each strip in half on the fold. Some you'll put aside for some patchwork later, and others you'll cut into 8.5-inch segments. Then you'll cut some accent fabrics and you'll cut some background fabrics. I won't read the pattern to you. It'll just bore you, and it's right there for you. Oh, let me show you the block. First of all, do you see the block in there? Do you see this? That star there? That is not the block. No. The block is much easier than that. This is your block. Will it stay? No, it won't stay. Fear not. I have a plan. This is your block. And I here put it on a black background so you can see it, because I've noticed that when we have the white on the white, it looks sort of like a mess. It doesn't look like a block. So here's your block. We cut some 8.5-inch segments out of the print strips, and now we're going to add 2.5-inch background squares to those 8.5-inch segments. And this is how we do it. Follow the pictures because the orientation is important. First, you draw a bunch of lines on the back of your squares. On those lines, you will sew. If you don't want to draw lines, I have 3 gadgets that I'll show you in just a moment. So, here we have an 8.5-inch segment and a 2.5-inch square placed on the 8.5-inch segment with a diagonal line as such. We will stitch on that line, flip the triangle over, and make sure the point goes to the end. If it does, you have a complete segment, a complete rectangle again. Then you can flip it back over and cut away the excess fabric behind that piece. Do you see what I'm talking about? Yeah. Here, let's put it over here. Will it stay? Magically, pins will appear. Why, thank you. Okay. Stay. So now you see how that background fabric flips over and creates a triangle on the edge of the segment. We also have another one on the other end of the segment, just as so. It is important when you create this segment that you have the diagonal lines going in the same direction as you pictured here and as in your quilt pattern. So you'll make a bunch of those in one color, make a bunch of those in the other color. Oh, do you want to know how to not draw those lines? I have 3 gadgets to show you. Gadget 1, the Angler 2. This cool piece of plastic is taped to the bed of your sewing machine. We've been using it for years and years. It's brilliant. I wish I had designed this. The concept is quite simple. It has a line that will lead the outside point into the up and down motion of the needle and sew a straight line that you don't have to draw. I promise it's easy. Well, it is brilliant. It is great. I will show you in another episode. And now, gadget number 2. This is called Clearly Perfect Angles, and it's by New Leaf Stitches. It's the same concept as the Angler 2. It also goes on the bed of your sewing machine. It provides a line that you can place the edge of your fabric and watch that point as it stitches into the needle. The only difference is it has a static cling type material to it, so it will adhere to your sewing machine. Because it's static cling, you can easily lift it off. You do have to be careful that you have a very clear, smooth surface on your sewing machine, an acrylic table or a very smooth bed. If you happen to have a porous material, something that feels at all rough, it won't adhere to it. You know, you need like a window surface, like any static cling. You do have to cut out your own little template to put it onto your sewing machine, but with both of these things, you can remove them when you're done with a project that calls for this sort of thing and then just reattach it. Very easy to do both. Excellent gadgets. And number 3 is very new, and I'm very excited about it. It is called the Quick Trim Ruler, and it's by Creative Grids. It's designed by a woman named Karen Montgomery. This ruler has lines at the 45 degree, and it has a built-in seam allowance. So when you use this ruler, you can place it on the corner of 2 segments and cut. Instead of drawing the lines, you cut and then sew your raw edge with a 1/4 inch seam, and it flips open and it's perfect. And with all of those lines, and any one of them will work. It's a very neat ruler, and once you see how it works, you start to see many different applications for it. It also has holes down the center of the ruler. Those holes can be used to create circles. Just like a compass, you put a pin in one, a pencil in the other, and loop it around and create a fantastic circle. So we'll be doing more with this ruler in the future, but I did want to point out that it can be used for this project. So this is, again, the Creative Grids Quick Trim Ruler, and it was designed by Karen Montgomery, and there is a video online at YouTube if you want to have more information and watch Karen's excellent presentation on how to work it. Creative Grids, by the way, has a little sort of sandpaper on the back, which is wonderful non-slip surface. It's one of the reasons why I love Creative Grids so much. So those are 3 ways you can get around drawing the lines. Okay, so we have created our 8.5 inch segment, and now we need to create some 2 patches. Here's another one. Stay. Stay. Okay. Oh, before we do that, we need to do the accent fabric on background. Same concept, except now we're putting an accent square on a background segment. Diagonal line, stitch, flip, make sure it goes to the end, make a bunch of them, set aside. Good? 2 patches. Print strip. Half strips, remember? Background strip. Here it is, again on the white. Can't see it, but there it is. Cut into 2.5 inch segments to create this piece, just like that. Good? Okay, now you have all your components. You just need to put it together. Would you like to see how it goes together?
There you go.
Did you just say that's good? Oh, that's very funny. Yay! Thank you. I am testing you, making sure you're paying attention. Sure. And now, one final piece. Yay! That's it. I mean, that's the block. That's your block right there. Very easy to put together. Notice color 1, color 2, color 1, color 2. So the colors that are opposite touch each other. Same block over and over again. As you twist and turn them, you will have color 2 all hit in one corner to create the star that you see in the middle of the quilt. Here's color 1 all put together, and then the corners create for color 2, just like that. That's how well the pattern all sort of plays into each other. Very good? You can do it, right? Yeah. Great way to use 2.5-inch strips. Red and blue. Gosh, it sure would be nice in another colorway. Wouldn't it be great? Do we happen to have another colorway? May I have a volunteer? Don't look yet. I know. Don't you? We're like the backup singers. Isn't that wonderful? This is the lap size out of fabrics from the Bally Pop Plum Pudding. Now notice the accent fabric here. It's blue, but it's more subtle. Do you like it? Yes. Very good. Hold on for just a moment. I dropped my microphone. Okay, back to the quilt. Now the lap size only calls for 16 strips. So you could make at least 2 out of a Bally Pop, out of a Jelly Roll, Roll Up, Tonga Treat, all the wonderful 2.5-inch strips on the market. Pretty, isn't it? Yeah. Always fun to see in a different colorway. Hope it gets your imagination going. I really think the red and the green would be excellent, and I would love a volunteer to have it for me next month. Is anybody? Yeah, okay, that's half the audience is going to give me a quilt next month, and the other half will have it in another color, like gold. Orange and green. Oh, there's so many different possibilities. Oh, truly so many different possibilities. What's that? Black and orange, yes? Whatever your little heart desires. Do we have any questions on the quilt? No. No questions? Yeah, Mom did good. Mom designed this quilt. She's very talented that way. Well, if you have no questions, I thank you guys for coming.